this is Rap the News, and I'll try not to make this too long, but I love dissecting deceivers. So here we got this deceiver on here, lying again. And like I said, these people are not us. You know, Thou is or has a white father. He is not us. Kabir, who is next to him, who played for the Green Bay Packers, he is Nigerian. He is not us. The guy next to him is so queer, you know, he cannot be us. The Spirit of God is not there. The only one that could be us is the guy in the blue shirt. He's the only one. Him and his wife, I believe, they could be Hebrews. But my question is, why is he around the garbage right here? And they are garbage. Lying, ass, deceiving, gay garbage.
So they have this doctrine out there of calling Esau the white man.
And this is why they never come and approach me, because they don't have a doctrine out there that's calling Esau the white man. God has the Torah, called the law, and he is calling Esau the white man. Genesis 36:8. So Esau is Edom, meaning what? Is the white man. And he settled, not that he lived there, he settled in the hill country of Mount Seir.
The same Elohim, the same mighty one, Almighty Yahweh himself, said he executes judgment of the fathers and the widows. And it says that he loves the stranger.
First off, if you don't know who the strangers are Gentiles. Again, Esau, Edom, Moabites, all of them, straight up Gentiles. Malachi 1:3. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste. So God is saying he feels what way about Edom, Esau. He hates them, right? And so watch this. I am on here again to clear up all the lies that the pagan infiltrators placed in the Torah as well. So we cleaned up the Bible a hell of a lot, and now we're working on the Torah, and that's why I'm glad this loudmouth came and made this video so I can execute him.
Love ye therefore the strangers.
Now he's commanding us therefore to love the stranger. He says, not only do I love the strangers, but I give them food and raiment. But not only that, I'm commanding you to love the strangers.
Why would God command that you love people whom he going to destroy? Why would God command you to love people whom he say is your enemy? Why would God command you to love people whom he said to flee from? Flee from the midst of Babylon. Right? And so we're going to go with Leviticus 20:23 and a bunch of scriptures on that one, because let's just finish him off, okay? He don't have to keep talking. He done. And you shall not walk in the manners of the nations which I cast out before you. You know, if God wanted you to love them, why is he casting them out? That makes sense to anybody? So we know the Gentiles infiltrated the Torah and they added that. Why? So you can be confused after they take you into slavery, and then you wake up to yourself that you don't start a war or kill them. They knew exactly what they were doing, man. For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. Right? And so let's get into Jesus, man. Shall we? Let's get into Jesus. Matthew 15:24. Then Jesus said, I was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. What do you mean? I was only sent to black people. You mean to tell me this Dow character is better than Jesus? You know, because he got all kind of Gentiles up in his house. I mean, of every nation. You know what I mean? Damn near. Matthew 10:5. I mean, he like a Gentile breeding asylum and shit, man. Matthew 10:5. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. You know, God wants us to love them. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any towns of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Don't go around the whites, Don't go around the Edomites. Don't go around Esau. Go to your own people, Negro. That is what Jesus is saying. Let's not pussyfoot around no more. Why don't we just be blunt? Let's not try to hide things. I hate secrets, man. If you are here on this channel, it's because you want to hear it raw. Matthew 15:22. Let's not forget Jesus said this. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto Jesus, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. He didn't even speak to her. What would thou call that? And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, and she crieth after us. But he answered and said, Look, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm not helping y'all. I was only sent to my people. Think about this, man. Then she came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is, and he gonna say some cold shit, huh? It is not meant to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. What would thou call that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Loving the Gentiles, huh? Loving the stranger, huh? So that's how Jesus loved the stranger. What else did Jesus say? Matthew 7:6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Don't give them your holy book. Don't give it to the dogs. Don't give the Bible or the Torah to them. So Jesus goes on to say in Luke 19:27, and these enemies of mine. So he said he came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the black man. Then who would be the enemies? These enemies of mine, who were unwilling for me to rule over them, bring them here and slay them in front of me. Kill the infidel, huh? Kill the infidel. So that's Jesus. And so what is thou trying to teach here? How to love a stranger. Which means what? How to love an Edomite. How to love the enemy. How to love your enemies. Taught by who? Your enemies. Who is going to put that in the book? When God said an eye for an eye, ear for ear, tooth for tooth. Only the enemy is going to put love your enemies. So that even if you get mad and want to kill them, you can't. Because God said love them. Right? So they still safe. Because you want to believe in the lie that they put in your book. Okay, so watch this. Luke 21:24. Love your enemies. The Hebrews will fall by the edge of the sword and will be taken as prisoners, that means murdered, and will be taken as prisoners to all the Gentile nations. Jerusalem, the Hebrews, will be trampled underfoot by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles are fulfilled, until the end of time. How are they going to be your partners in prayer and everything else, and you loving them, and they trampling you under their foot to the end of time? I don't think you could do that, man. And so, in all fairness, I'm going to throw this out there. It doesn't prevent you, Hebrew, from being kind. And if thou was going to take an approach, you should take this approach. To be kind to those who are kind to you. So when Jesus saw the woman was being kind to him, he went ahead and healed her daughter, right? Yeah. So it doesn't prevent you from being kind to Gentiles who are kind to you. I mean, if they being kind to you and you want to kill them, I think something wrong. You know what I mean? You're just a murderer. You're one of them, because that's what Gentiles are. They're supposed to be bloodshedders. Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. I want you guys to think about what I'm saying here, even though you have heard it before. Deuteronomy 4:2. Do not add or subtract from these commandments I am giving you. Just obey the commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you. So the Gentiles had 42 months to reap havoc on Israel. The Israel the state, and Israel the people. Israel the country, and Israel the people. Israel the city, the mountain, and Israel the people. So they had 42 months. Same as Satan, 42 months. Gentiles were not supposed to be making it to heaven. They were all supposed to be destroyed and burning in hell for how they treated God's people. Why did they need 42 months? It was a deal done between God and them. They not, going to get out of that deal. And okay, let's get into it, man. After God gave direct orders not to change, add or subtract from his law, anything new is outright blasphemy. Okay, so I want you to check this out. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. You mean the generations of the Gentiles? No. This Torah is about the generations of Adam. Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, did he say go over there and start loving them after he separated you? Did he say bring them onto your little bootlicking do ranch? No. Come on, this dude is out of order. That's why I said Gentiles should not be teaching. Even if they black Gentiles, they should not be teaching. They are highly ignorant. I'm just talking about too the spiritual things, man, because they are not spiritual creatures. They may say they feel like they are spiritual creatures, but they are not. They are in the flesh. You have to be what God created you to be. And like I said, it don't subtract kindness from you. It's just truth is truth. We are a certain thing and you are a certain thing. It's like the fly trying to be an elephant. It don't make sense. Romans 2:12. When the Gentiles sin, they will be destroyed. Period, point blank. Why? Because you already got a deal you was going to hell anyway. Even though they never had God's written law. So, what it said? This book is for the generations of Adam. It ain't for the Gentile. And then what is this verse saying in Romans 2:12? The Gentiles never had God's written law. They don't have a book of guidance. Why would God get the Bible and the Torah is a book of guidance and light to guide us through this bullshit we're going through right now, right? Even though the Gentiles put pitfalls and stumbling blocks in our book and in our lives. It's awful, all the things that they have done to us. And the Jews who do not have God's law will be judged by that law when they fail to obey it. So it's two different things happening. It's saying the Jews is going to be judged by the law, and the Gentiles is going to straight up be destroyed as soon as they sin. What is sin? Transgressing the law, right? Okay, let's keep going. So we know the Torah was not given to and has nothing to do with Gentiles. It don't, unless it's talking about them. Why give a book to those whom you deem to destroy? It makes no sense, thou. You are a retarded Gentile, Okay, now let's use our brains, people, and see that the Bible was given to the sons of Adam as well. Matthew 15:24. Ain't the gospel about Jesus? Ain't the gospel about the children of Israel? Or was it about the world and the Gentiles? Watch. Let's be real, people. We got to stop being false. If you came here for the truth, receive it then. No book of guidance was ever given to a Gentile. There is no prophets that ever came to Gentiles. Ever. Semitic people came to Semitic people. Period, point blank. Gentiles were beasts doomed to the fire. They were deceived into believing they were human and something other than what they are by Satan. The book has written it. So Jesus said in Matthew 15:24, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm not sent to this world, man. I'm not here to help Gentiles. You see how he treated that lady. He said don't throw your holy book to the dogs, right? Or cast your pearls to these swine. Look how he talks. Matthew 10, let's just keep it real. Matthew 10:5. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles, thou. But when you're a Gentile, you're going to teach what? Go among the Gentiles, because you one. He knows he's a Gentile. And that's why he mad at the Hebrew Israelites, as if we can't pick up on your stupidity, man. You know. Or enter any towns of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. Go to your people, black man. Right? And don't go around white people. Period, point blank. It is just real. Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So he would never come in a ball of light to some stupid freaking false prophet and say go to the Gentiles, when he said in the past, go nowhere among the Gentiles. Rather go to the lost sheep. Look, I only came here for black people. Straight up. Let's just be real. And so, watch this. If Jesus only came here for black people and said rather go to them, and he don't change, like God don't change. Watch this. When did the Gentiles ever receive the Bible then? Or did they steal it like they stole everything else when they infiltrated Jerusalem? Right? And then they infiltrated our books. And then they got all these black Gentiles, they own people, just melanation in their skin, melanin, going against us, and since it's so many damn Gentiles and they outnumber us because God already told us we're few, they can just throw any old blasphemous bullshit out there and the whole world is going to be believing that. That's why the whole world is deceived by Satan. So knowing this, how was the Bible sent to the entire world to save them from their sins? If Jesus was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, all of it is one big huge lie. And so when you are looking at these 4 chicken McNuggets right here, come on, they not us. Them camps, they not us. They can't save y'all, man. Strap the news.